and let us all do we can to build a better future.
The crisis in Maui is still continuing on. The death toll is rising up. It is not at 50. It's reaching to 100 now, confirmed. However, there have been different videos being posted on social media in which people are saying that there are still devastated communities that have not been reached, that there are still people who are being found burnt. And unfortunately, even though the Biden-Harris administration have declared it as an emergency, they are indifferent. I'm going to say this again. The Biden-Harris administration, similar to how they treated East Palestine, Ohio, and don't give me that crap that, oh, well, Pete Buttigieg showed up. They have done nothing. What do the people of East Palestine, Ohio, the people of Flint, Michigan, and so many other communities across this great country of ours have in common with the people of Lahaina, Hawaii? Why? The Biden-Harris administration is turning a blind eye to their plight. Case in point, right here. This is very interesting. Now, I have to ask myself, why? Biden and Harris not going to Maui because they don't want to distract from the relief efforts. People were running and fleeing for their lives. Vote blue no matter who supporters of the Biden-Harris administration. And Biden and Harris are not going to Maui because they don't want to distract. They need their leaders to show. Why aren't the leaders showing up there? Why aren't they there? Apparently, President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris will not travel to Maui in the aftermath of the devastating wildfires because they don't want to distract from the ongoing rescue efforts, the vice president said today. Oh, that laughable clown. While at least 1,000 people remain unaccounted for. 1,000 people. We don't want to distract from the resources that need to go into the victims of this tragedy. And of course, the needs of the first responders have to be able to focus on that issue and not worry about focusing on us. Why do you think first responders will be focusing on you? Don't you have Secret Service? Don't you have handlers, people to be your guardians? You don't need the police there. I mean, you have your own security forces to back you up. Biden and Harris, you could show up there to stand in solidarity, to tell the people of Maui, the community of Lahaina, that you're there for them. But no, they're not going to show up. So anyway, she goes on to say, we don't want to distract from the resources that need to go into the victims of this tragedy. And of course, the needs of the first responders have to be able to focus on that issue and not worry about focusing on us because, oh, they're so special, because we're there. Harris told reporters before boarding Air Force Two for Chicago Friday, she's going to be in my city. We are coordinating federal resources to swiftly get there to support the work in terms of recovery, but to just support the folks on the ground. It's tragic, Harris noted. Oh, yes, it must be tragic. Tragic that you're not getting so tragic that you're not even going to show up there. Adding that she and Biden are deeply concerned about the blaze that has left at least 55 people dead. That number has risen. That number has risen and decimated a beloved historic enclave. But how about this? This is interesting. This is something that I find kind of shocking in a way, because apparently Biden gave a very, very, very heartless response to what's happening in Maui. Don't believe me? Here.
Any comments on the rising death toll in Maui?
No comment. But why is that? Well, because apparently it's not 55, Kamala. Not 55 people who have passed away. Maybe if you were on the ground there and given an update, maybe you wouldn't be able to shoot that number, because apparently the Maui death toll has reached 96, and dare I say it, and I don't want to say it, but perhaps that number is going to rise up, plus with another 1,000 plus people remain unaccounted for. Let's play this video.
As many as 1,000 people remain unaccounted for. Meanwhile, government just reported 3 new fatalities moments ago. Now, 96 people are confirmed to have lost their lives. The Lahaina fire is the deadliest wildfire in the United States in more than a century. New information has been hard to come by. Officials did not hold a press conference today. Yesterday, the Maui police chief asked for patience.
Here's something I need people to do. If you've got missing family members, go to the FAC. We need you to do the DNA test. We need to identify your loved ones.
In a recorded video update, Governor Josh Green said there are more than 400 FEMA personnel currently assisting with disaster response.
And what does Biden say in regards to all of this? Here's his response.
President, any comments on the rising death toll in Maui?
Will you come talk about the Hawaii response, Mr. President?
No comment. But hey, at least he has also time to ride his bicycle.
Mr. President, are you going to take questions on Maui?
Can you come talk about Maui? Can you come talk about Maui?
They're looking at it.
Mr. President, are you going to take questions on Maui?
Can you come talk about Maui? Can you come talk about Maui, Mr. President?
Again, here's his response.
President, any comments on the rising death toll in Maui?
Will you come talk?
No comment. I want to pull this up here as well. Hawaii has a robust emergency siren warning system. It sat silent during the wildfires. The Lahaina resident, Cole Millington, his dog, and a go-to bag at his side was already behind the wheel of his truck late Tuesday afternoon when an emergency alert appeared on his phone. There wasn't really an evacuation notice for us, Millington said. The real warning, he said, came from the huge plume of black smoke in the sky over Lahaina. Millington and his roommates had seen enough. They fled as wildfires began to scorch large swathes of the Hawaiian island of Maui, killing at least 93, now 96, and that number is going to rise up. Unfortunately, I don't want to say that. But again, this all could have been avoided if maybe we invest in our infrastructure. Oh, I don't know, maybe take care of our people. You know, that's a conversation for another day because that's something the United States government fails to do, and destroying Millington's home among hundreds of other structures. The cell phone alert was useless, said Millington, who owns a hot sauce company in the historic town. We have tsunami warnings that I think should have been utilized. So many of us felt like we had absolutely no warning. In fact, the state's vaunted integrated outdoor siren warning system, the largest in the world with about 400 alarms, was not activated during the fires, according to Hawaiian Emergency Management Agency spokesperson said. So that's a thing that took place. Now, the next video I'm going to play here is from someone who's on the ground in Hawaii, who is talking how mainstream media is underreporting the number of dead. This video will be difficult to watch, but I do encourage all of you to listen and sympathize. And again, with all the videos that I've clipped in regards to the crisis in Maui, Hawaii, I will be posting some links in which, if you have the resources to help out, it will be pinned as a top comment section. So I'll be able to post that there. So let's play this video. And again, it'll be difficult to listen to.
If you don't know what's going on in Maui, we are just being completely devastated right now. The last 4 days, I've been non-stop, just working around the clock, trying to get supplies for people, trying to get the supplies to the people, working at the shelters. It's just, I'm safe and my family is safe and my dogs are safe. Last night they said the death toll is 80. It's not correct. They're not reporting it correctly. I don't know why they're not reporting it correctly. There's hundreds, at least 600, if not thousands of people who are dead in the streets, floating in the ocean. There's over 3,000 homes that have been burned to the ground. There's no help here on the ground. All it is residents pulling together. My whole entire truck is full of supplies right now. Just residents going to the store, going to Walmart, going to Costco, buying as much as they can, driving it straight into Lahaina. I went there last night and there was a fire that started and we got so scared we weren't able to drop off all the supplies. But there was flames that we saw and we were like, we just have to get out of here. It's so awful. The people who were able to evacuate Lahaina and get out, they're at the shelters, and the shelters are just a mess right now. They're so disorganized. We don't have anyone from any organizations helping. I think Red Cross is here, but it's just so unorganized. No one knows what we need. It's awful. And the people that are still in Lahaina that were not able to evacuate, they don't have gas in their cars, they can't leave. Some people are just holed up at their houses waiting for someone to come knock on their door and give them supplies. They don't even know supplies are like being distributed at the docks in Lahaina. And it's getting so bad in Lahaina. I never thought this was gonna happen, but there's people going into like other people's homes trying to steal their stuff, like trying to. I heard that the people are being held at like gunpoint over there. I'm doing everything that I possibly can. I've literally been working nonstop the past 4 days, but it's like, where are the trained officials? We're not trained to do this like this.
It's a little difficult to sit through. And again, I'm posting up this article here from RT. U.S. wildfires deadliest in modern history. Fatalities from the wildfires on the Hawaiian island of Maui climbed to 93 on Sunday, making them the deadliest to grip the U.S. in more than a century, according to the National Protection Association. The inferno that raged throughout last week caused billions of dollars of damage and practically wiped out the island's historic resort of Lahaina. This is the largest natural disaster we've ever experienced, and Hawaiian Governor Josh Green said at the news conference. It is going to also be a natural disaster that's going to take an incredible amount of time to recover from. Around 2,200 buildings have been destroyed in West Maui, with damage costs approaching $6 billion, the governor said. Authorities have cautioned, however, that only a small percentage of the search area has been covered by rescue teams so far. So again, I do find it pretty interesting that early on, the death toll was a very low number, and now it is continuing to rise up. So again, corporate media, maybe political leaders, do your job before you start shooting from the hip and start saying, oh, well, this is the number, everything's fine. We've got an area that we have to contain that is at least 5 square miles, and it's full of our loved ones. My police chief, John Peeler, said on Saturday, noting that the number of dead is likely to grow, and none of us really know the size of it yet. As of Sunday, 6 fires were still burning on Maui and Hawaii's Big Island, but the Lahaina fire was 85% contained. And again, when we look at our current president, Joe 30330, here's his initial response.
President, any comments on the rising death toll in Maui?
Will you come talk about the Hawaii response, Mr. President?
No response. And again, just before you guys see it, again, here's what it looked like before the fires hit.
Let's see how long this pole's gonna hang in. This thing's gonna go up the top. Nice gust right there. Ooh, that might do it. Oh, look at that. Oh. Oh. That's a big empty box in the box. Holy fuck. Holy. That's awesome. As you can see over here, all these power lines have snapped.
So this was, again, the huge hurricane that also was hitting the island as well. And because of this crisis, prepare yourselves for individuals to make a PR stunt. For example, you have people like Oprah, who owns about 2,000 acres of land in Maui, Hawaii. She has her large little real estate there. Oprah will make a major donation to help rebuild Maui after the wildfires. But knowing how a crisis works, you could expect large real estate developers to come in and start consuming the land, buying the land, especially from people who have lost everything. Because when a crisis does happen, miracle of miracles, boy, oh boy, do the top 1%ers fly out from their nest to land on the ground and graciously buy up the land, cheaply, I might add. It is something to be concerned about. It is something that we all should be made aware of. But hey, you have celebrities going in there. And again, just an example. TV crew with Oprah turned away from shelter housing Maui fire survivors during Media Mogul's visit. Because obviously the TV crew, I guess Oprah wanted her privacy. A camera crew that was accompanying Oprah Winfrey as she visited Maui wildfire survivors inside a Hawaiian shelter Sunday was turned away at the door due to no media policy inside. The famous television host, again, why are you bringing that camera crew, Oprah? The famous television host and media mogul helped raise the spirits of Maui residents at the War Memorial Complex without the cameras capturing the moment due to the ongoing policy by county officials. Why are you bringing the cameras? Why are you bringing the cameras? Winfrey, who lives on the Hawaiian island part-time, has made multiple trips to comfort those impacted by the raging fires that have killed nearly 100 people and destroyed or damaged over 2,000 structures. Oprah was able to visit our shelter, and we thank her for the instructing media, journalists, and camera crews to remain outside. It seems like a PR stunt that did not go out correctly. But somehow the BBC crew was able to get in. The BBC crew was able to get inside and film. How were they able to pull that off when CBS was barred from it? Interesting to note. But again, when we look at our president and his priorities, when confronted by anything like this nature, when confronted by any challenge whatsoever, our president has time to focus on the war. Our president has time to focus on helping out corporate donations. But in regards to the people,
Any comments on the Biden death toll in Maui?
no comment. This is what I mean when I say that the politicians don't think about you. They don't like you, and they don't respect you. Keep your heads on a swivel, folks. Things are starting to get a little sus. And unfortunately, the crisis has yet to pass for the people of Lahaina and everyone else that's still dealing with the tragedy all over the island of Maui. Condolences to all, and for everyone that's watching. We've done 2 video clips on this crisis, and we will be posting those links. If you have time, if you have the resources necessary to help out, we will be posting those links in the comment section pinned above. So we will have that there for all of you to use and share to others as well, because things are going to continue to get worse before they get better.